Hello, Scott Jarrett here. Nearly 15 years ago, I joined a coaching program called Strategic Coach with Dan Sullivan. In his program, he talked about the 80-20 rule, about how you can do most of the things you need to do in a very quick fashion, like get 80% of it done, and then the other 20% didn't really matter as much because you never get to perfect. So if you can get everything done about 80% of the capacity, then you can move much faster through your business progressions and how you're growing. Well, in that class, Tim Ferris was there, and he's probably one of the most well-known thought leaders today. You know, he's written the books like The 4-Hour Work Week, The Tribe of Mentors, and other things. So naturally, I like to listen to his podcasts and things of that nature. Well, what he was talking about in there is how high performers actually use a rule that he's found is called the 85% rule. So whereas Dan was talking about doing 80% of the capacity very quickly and then let the other 20% go because you'll never get to perfect, the 85% rule really resonated with me because it was a lot of how I was able to maintain such a high level of pace but never burn out. And in the podcast, he had Carl Lewis, his trainer, Hugh Jackman on. Well, Hugh was talking about, Carl Lewis, when he would come out of the blocks in a sprint, like if you have your 110-meter sprint, he would be nearly dead last or second to last after the first 40 yards or first 40 meters. He wouldn't be even in the ballpark. And everyone's like, well, maybe he's just a slow starter. But what Hugh said is, no, he's actually not a slow starter. He's actually working at about 85% of his capacity. So when you would go further along in the race, you'd see the other runners grunting and just pulling, where Carl Lewis was always in his good form, and he kept that pace throughout the whole race, and eventually he surpassed everybody. Well, he was putting out 85% of capacity, so he never tired out. And he kept that same capacity the whole race, which allowed him to finish at a very much faster, stronger time. Obviously, won multiple world records and is probably one of the most well-known sprinters that we've ever known. So then you start thinking about, like, well, how do I apply that 85% rule into my day? I know for me, I'm usually up by, heading in at 6 a.m. and I'm done by 6. And then there's a bunch of other stuff before. And everyone's like, how do you keep that same high level of energy? Well, a lot of it is this 85% rule. Like, how do you keep going? I see this commonly in CrossFit championships. If you look at, like, I don't know if you ever watched CrossFit games. We have a CrossFit gym here. So like Matt Frazier, he can work at 85% capacity and always outpace everyone over time because his 100% is much higher and he's always able to maintain it. He may not start out the fastest, but he'll end up finishing there. And if you look at the best ones out there, that's how they maintain. Well, it's the same thing. When we get up every day, what are we doing to allow us to compete at a much higher level at 85% of capacity? So there's a great book out there that I think you should all read, and it's called "If It's Not a Hell Yes, It's a Hell No." And if you think about it, that's really important because as you go throughout your day, if it's not a hell yes decision of where you're going to spend your time, then it's a no. So if you're going to get to 85% capacity, there's things you're going to have to cut out. So that way you don't get worn down, you're not tired, you're not having the energy you need to really build capabilities within your life. So what are the things you need to eliminate that are not there? So if you're getting an invitation to something and you're kind of waffling on it, if it isn't a hell yes, then it's a no. You start eliminating things from your life so that way you can operate at that high level at 85% of capacity. So that way when the hell yes things come in your life, you can take advantage of those. So I thought that was very insightful to hear that. So if you look at like the track stars like Carl Lewis and the people that are able to run at a higher level of capacity, there's definitely something that they're doing. And if you understand the 85% rule, I think it'll really help you evolve, grow yourself, and like we always say, hack your future and make it better to live the life you want and to have more capability, more enjoyment, and really hit the goals and dreams you've always wanted. Please share with your friends. I hope this was helpful to you today, but it has for me, and it's really changed my life. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day. Scott.